It's pretty wild to think about how a single outfit worn for just a few minutes could spark this massive global shopping frenzy. We're talking shelves emptied from the US all the way to Spain, like overnight. So today, let's get into this incredible story, what's now being called the Tzuyu effect.
So picture this. It's October 15th. The K-pop group Twice is about to take the stage at one of the biggest fashion events on the planet, the Victoria's Secret fashion show. This wasn't just another gig. This was a huge moment, not just for the group, but for K-pop as a whole.
But right in the middle of all the lights, the music, something totally unexpected starts to happen. The entire conversation shifts away from the performance and focuses on this single outfit worn by just one member. So how on earth did one look manage to just completely eclipse the entire show?
Okay, first, let's really set the scene here. Twice was only the second K-pop act to ever perform at this event. That alone is a huge deal. It put them in front of this massive global audience, probably unlike anything they'd ever experienced before.
So, after absolutely turning heads on the red carpet, the group gets up there and performs two songs, Strategy and This Is For. But it was an outfit worn during that performance that was about to make all the headlines.
All right, let's get into it. Let's break down the look that went totally viral. It was all about this one specific outfit worn by group member Tzuyu.
You know what's crazy? The outfit itself was actually pretty simple. It was just a pink tank top, a skirt, but the piece that everyone zeroed in on, it was the Wear Everywhere push-up bra in this very specific color, heather burgundy. Seems kind of basic, right? Well, that simple combination was about to cause an absolute storm.
The reaction online was just immediate. It was visceral. Posts just like this one completely flooded social media, pretty much summing up how everyone was feeling. The look was an instant, massive hit. And this is the moment where that online chatter, that admiration, turns into actual, real-world economic impact. This is what we're calling the Tzuyu effect. It's this direct line from what an idol wears to a company's sales figures.
So at the very center of this whole thing was this one item, the Wear Everywhere push-up bra in heather burgundy. It was selling for just under $40. You're gonna want to remember this specific item because, well, it's basically the hero of our story.
Okay, get ready for this, because the scale of the reaction was just staggering. In just 24 hours after that performance, more than 1,000 units of that specific bra were sold. And that's just on the US website, over 1,000 in a single day. That's insane.
And this wasn't just happening in the US. This fan's post from Spain shows you just how global this thing was. People all over the world were trying to buy what they were now calling the Tzuyu bra, and they were finding it was completely sold out. The demand was just overwhelming.
But here's where the story takes a really fascinating twist. Because while all these cash registers were ringing and the stock was just flying off the shelves, a very, very different conversation was happening about the performance itself.
Yeah, in a really stark contrast to this commercial success, the group actually got a lot of criticism online for their live vocals during the show. So you have these two totally opposite things happening at the exact same time. It's wild.
And you could see this clash playing out everywhere. On one side, you've got headlines just tearing into their vocals. But on the other side, fans were making this really sharp point, saying something like, yeah, but they boosted the GDP. Isn't that literally the whole point of the Victoria's Secret runway? It's a fascinating argument.
And this fan, right here, they summed up the feeling perfectly. Anyway, she won. Regardless of what the critics said, the economic proof was right there. From a business perspective, Tzuyu had, without a doubt, won the day.
So what's the big takeaway here? What does all this mean? This whole incident is just this perfect, powerful case study in what influence really looks like today. It's all about the incredible, organized power of a dedicated fandom.
This whole phenomenon actually has a name. It's called the sold-out effect. It's what happens when an endorsement, and it doesn't even have to be official, it can be an accidental one like this, gets amplified at lightning speed on social media, activating a fan base's collective buying power and basically emptying warehouses in a matter of hours.
And the fans, they are so aware of this power. They see the sales numbers, they see the sold-out signs, and they immediately start pushing for their idol, recognizing that their influence is a real, tangible asset that absolutely deserves official contracts and brand deals.
So this whole story really leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got the critics, the artistic judgment, but on the other, you have thousands and thousands of people literally voting with their wallets.
It really makes you think, in today's economy, what speaks louder, the critics or the consumers? Where does the real power actually lie?